Daniel and Emma were deeply in love, but their love carried a shadow neither of them could escape. Emma's father, Logan, was once one of the most feared boxing champions in New York. For years, he ruled the ring like a king. Crowds worshipped him. Opponents feared him. Until one man destroyed everything. Lucas. The only fighter Logan could never defeat. Lucas wasn't just another boxer. He was a nightmare wrapped in human skin. Even as age touched his hair and face, his strength never seemed to fade. Fighters twice his age collapsed before him. Champions avoided speaking his name. People used to say, "Every boxer loses once in life," except Lucas. Logan's defeat became the wound that never healed. Before he could challenge Lucas again, a serious physical condition ended his career. Medical evaluations permanently removed him from professional fighting. But retirement didn't kill his rage. It fed it, like wildfire burning inside his chest. Logan spent years training young fighters for free. He paid their gym fees, bought them expensive nutrition plans, taught them secret techniques he had learned throughout his career. And he made one public promise. "The man who defeats Lucas will marry my daughter." The announcement shocked the boxing world. Emma hated it. Unlike her father, Emma was a medical student. She had spent years studying Lucas scientifically. According to her research, Lucas possessed an extremely rare genetic advantage inherited through generations of his bloodline dating back nearly 2,000 years. His muscle density, bone strength, pain tolerance, and recovery speed were abnormal. To Emma, defeating Lucas was almost impossible. But she was afraid to tell her father the truth too aggressively. Logan's obsession had become dangerous. Everyone close to him understood that he would never let go of his hatred. Emma tried to forget all of it after Daniel entered her life. Daniel made her laugh again. For the first time in years, she felt peace. Until one evening, Daniel smiled and casually asked, "So, when are we getting married?" The smile disappeared from Emma's face. Silence filled the room. Daniel slowly frowned. "Emma, what's wrong?" Tears gathered in her eyes, and that night she told him everything. About Lucas, about her father's promise, about the impossible conditions standing between them. Daniel listened quietly, then suddenly smiled. A dangerous smile. "That's it?" Emma stared at him in disbelief. "Daniel, you don't understand who this man is." But Daniel's confidence was larger than his fear. "I'll beat him." The next morning, he ran straight into a gym. For 6 months, Daniel transformed himself. Day and night, blood and sweat, heavy bags, sparring, endless push-ups, brutal strength training. His body slowly became powerful, sharp, athletic. Emma knew how stubborn he was. She didn't stop him. Maybe because deep inside, she hoped love could achieve the impossible. 6 months later, Daniel stood proudly before her. His shoulders were broader, his fists harder, confidence glowing in his eyes. "What do you think?" Emma looked at him silently. Then she picked up her laptop. "Wait 1 minute." She played a video. Lucas fighting. At first, Daniel smirked confidently. Then the video continued. Lucas destroyed opponents like they were children. One fighter's arm snapped after blocking a punch. Another collapsed unconscious within seconds. Lucas stood emotionless above them, cold, calm, monstrous. Daniel's smile slowly vanished. His confidence shattered like glass. For the first time, fear entered his eyes. After the video ended, silence filled the room. Emma softly whispered, "Now you understand." Daniel swallowed hard. He knew the truth. He could never defeat Lucas fairly. But he also knew something else. He could not lose Emma. The next day, Daniel visited Logan. The old boxer stared at him carefully. "You really think you can beat Lucas?" Daniel answered honestly. "No." Logan raised an eyebrow. "Then why are you here?" Daniel looked him directly in the eye. "Because I love your daughter." For the first time in years, Logan respected someone. Still, he laughed bitterly. "Many men tried. Some couldn't walk afterward." Daniel replied, "I'm not running." Emma felt guilty, terribly guilty, because another man was now stepping into hell because of her. But Daniel had already made his choice. And secretly, he had already created a plan. Daniel traveled to the remote area where Lucas lived. It looked less like a city and more like an untouched village surrounded by nature. Fresh air, organic food, mountains, forests. No pollution, no distractions. Daniel watched Lucas from a distance. The old fighter woke before sunrise, ran across hills, lifted logs with bare hands, trained in freezing water, ate only natural food, no alcohol, no smoking, no weakness. Daniel realized something terrifying. Lucas wasn't built in a gym. He was built by an entire lifestyle. That was the moment Daniel understood. Lucas could not be defeated physically, so he decided to destroy something else. His mind. Daniel withdrew half the money from his bank account, then quietly began paying certain locals around Lucas. A coffee shop owner, a delivery worker, an old fan, several familiar faces, and slowly, the psychological attack began. One morning, Lucas entered his usual coffee shop after a long run. Though it was a cafe, he never drank coffee, only milk. The owner smiled warmly. "Morning, sir. Your milk's ready." "You seem short of breath today. Did you run extra hard?" Lucas paused, very slightly, because he had run his usual distance. Still, he calmly answered, "Just ran a little faster today." But as he walked home, others began saying similar things. "You look tired, sir. Everything okay? You don't look well." For the first time in years, fear touched Lucas. At home, he stood before a mirror, silently examining his body, testing his muscles, his breathing, his grip. Then came a knock at the door. A young man stood outside excitedly. "Sir, months ago you told me to come back for an autograph on April 10th. I came, but they said you were overseas. I traveled all the way from Spain to see you again." Lucas froze. He didn't remember any of it. Trying to remain calm, he signed the book. The young man smiled sympathetically. "Don't worry, sir. Memory problems happen with age. Take care of yourself. You'll always be our hero." After the boy left, Lucas slowly sat down. His legs trembled slightly. Hours passed in silence. Then came the official call. "Tomorrow night, your match against a new challenger. Daniel." That night, Lucas couldn't sleep. Neither could Emma. She begged Daniel not to register for the fight, but he did it anyway. The next evening, the arena exploded with excitement. Emma hugged Daniel tightly before the match. Fear filled her eyes. "Please, don't do this." Daniel gently touched her face. "I have to." Logan arrived too. Even now, he didn't truly believe Daniel could win. Then Lucas entered the arena. The atmosphere changed instantly. Before entering the ring, one of Lucas's old friends grabbed his hand, then suddenly frowned. "Lucas, what happened to you? Your grip used to feel like iron. Your muscles feel softer." Lucas stared at him in shock, and at that exact moment, his confidence cracked completely. Inside the ring, Daniel attacked first. The crowd erupted. "Daniel! Daniel! Daniel!" Lucas froze for a second. For years, audiences had screamed only one name, his. Now the world sounded different. Rage exploded inside him. Lucas charged forward violently, but Daniel fought carefully, aggressively, fearlessly. Lucas hesitated, and hesitation was enough. Punch after punch landed. The impossible slowly became real. Then finally, Lucas fell. The arena exploded in disbelief, then celebration. Emma screamed with tears in her eyes. People stood cheering wildly, because the unbeatable man had finally been defeated. Emma turned to find her father, but Logan was gone. A spotlight suddenly lit the stage. Logan stood beside the microphone. Daniel walked toward Emma, wearing the championship medal. Logan raised the microphone slowly. His voice trembled with emotion. Tonight, Daniel proved himself worthy. This man will marry my daughter. The crowd erupted once again. And that very night, Daniel and Emma got engaged beneath the lights of the roaring arena.